Got a question about being you. Now, when you go someplace, by yourself, do people sometimes think you just look like somebody who looks like Madonna and you have to convince them that who you are?
Two things. I never go anywhere by myself. I always am with a friend or someone. And yes, people often go, she looks just like Madonna, but I don't bother to correct them because I'm perfectly happy to think. And if they say it to me, I say, oh gosh, thanks. What a compliment. And keep walking.
Now, a question about movie roles. Now, in your career, what kind of movies have you turned down? The movies you thought were inappropriate?
Oh, well, it was more like I didn't turn down movies that I necessarily thought were inappropriate. I just didn't think they were very intelligently written. And I've turned down movies that ended up being big hits. So,
How do you feel
silly
after?
me.
Well, how do you feel after that happens?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you win some, you lose some. You can't get too caught up about it.
Okay. Well, turning to this movie, there's no scene where you're giving birth, although you do let out with a really great scream in the film. Now, as an actress, do you feel cheated not to do the whole birth thing, especially
No.
since you've been through it?
No, I was perfectly happy not to do a birth scene in the movie. First of all, I think that audiences have seen enough of them. And second of all, it's not something I would really care to relive. So.
Hey, now, your routine on location, I know you live in different places. Now, what's the routine with your daughter when you're in LA? What's her position when you're filming? And were you tempted to give her a cameo in the movie?
No, I never wanted her to be in the movie. Definitely not. But she came to visit me. A lot of times, fortunately, when we were making this film, we were very close to my house. We had a lot of locations in Los Angeles, right near where I live. So she came to visit the set, at least once, sometimes twice a day, especially during meal breaks. And I saw plenty of her. And there's, because there were kids in the movie, there were other kids in the movie because they had their families with them and stuff, so there were always people for her to play with. And she was always sitting on John Schlesinger's lap while we were filming.
Now, do people ever try to suck up to you through your daughter when you go out?
They don't do it to me necessarily, but I know, because I think probably most people wouldn't really, have the nerve to do something like that to me. But they do it with other people that go out with my daughter, like if my nanny takes her out or something. I think, a lot of times they try to go through her or my daughter to get to me. Yeah.
And quick last question, Ben Bratt, what a cool guy to talk to. Now, I know you're used to making a commotion, or when you go somewhere, a commotion is caused.
Yeah.
Now, when you're doing a scene, you're making out with Ben Bratt in a car on the street. Now,
Yeah.
what's going on with the bystanders?
Well, a couple times I had kissing scenes with him. There weren't that many bystanders. I mean, mostly it was people that were in the movie and extras and stuff, and everybody behaved really professionally. I mean, I don't know what they were doing. I was too busy kissing him.